My name is Michelle Bouffard, founder of Tasting Climate Change, and today we're here because Sustainable Winegrowing New Zealand is celebrating 30 years, quite an achievement. Over the years, they have identified different pillars they want to focus on, and today we'll talk about soil management. Very, very important pillar. Just to keep in mind that currently in New Zealand, 90% of the wineries have put in place measures to promote soil health. So to discuss the topic with us today is Robert Holdaway from Lowland Wines. Robert, welcome. Thanks for being there.
No, thank you for having me.
Robert, I would like to start right in the art of the subject with climate change. Can you maybe, and I know it's a complex topic, but simply explain why is soil health really important to adapt to climate change?
Soil health is critically important for climate change, both adaptation and ability to withstand various things such as climate extremes. So having a healthy soil really helps for absorption of water, mitigating flooding and erosion capacity and erosion afterwards. Also helps to buffer against climate extremes such as high temperatures. Healthy soils also provide valuable nutrition, are able to provide the plant with pretty much all the nutrition it needs, which helps mitigate against the need for unnecessary inputs, both in nutritional inputs and disease prevention, because healthy soils help prevent disease. Finally, in our experience, healthy soils give better tasting wine. So that fundamentally is the most important part of the industry.
Can you maybe go over some measures that you are doing at the winery, at the estate to promote soil health?
Most of our soil health practices are centered on trying to promote soil carbon or promote carbon flow into the soil. They include things like covering the soil at all times, ideally with a living root. So the covering of the soil helps prevent the erosion that I talked about earlier that you get in heavy rain events. But also having a living root in the soil, plants send a lot of their photosynthesis down into the soil via their roots. And there's a lot of research to show that is the driver of structure in soil. So some ways that we do this is we have permanent swards instead of bare ground in between the vines. Where we do have to control for competition in spring, we help mitigate that by adding carbon on top. Not living root, but things like side throw mowing and putting the clippings underneath the vines, or adding compost, which is a good source of organic matter. And then in the autumn, when the competition's not a big problem, we let it grow. So you actually get weeds. It looks a bit rough in autumn sometimes, but that provides a living root through winter into winter, which is when we graze sheep in the winter. So that is another practice that we do for soil health, providing manure from the sheep, but also the chewing process stimulates the plants to then go into the process of recovery, and it sends a lot more carbon down into the soil and a whole lot of other stimulating compounds that help build soil structure going into the spring. The behavior of the animals is such that they eat everything and they don't pick the tasty stuff, and you seem to get the soil health benefits from just 1 or 2 days of grazing a year. We also look to maximize photosynthesis from all plants, from the grapes, by really helping feeding them with good foliar nutrition that they can't get from the soil sometimes. And then that allows them to pump a lot of carbon back down and stimulate the soil structure. We also have cover crops to increase diversity in the vineyard, because having diversity in a vineyard in the plant community means that when you have climate extremes, variable seasons, there will be some plants present that will then adapt and survive and dominate in the conditions that you have. Yeah. And that over time allows you to keep maximum photosynthesis on an area of vineyard over the whole season.
Wow, that's lots of fantastic information. Thank you so much, Robert. And I want to invite everyone to go to New Zealand Wine website. They have published their sustainability report from 2025, and there's so much information you can read about soil management and what actions they're taking to make sure that everyone is focusing on soil health. So thank you so much.